Oh, baby, that was a big win for the Raptors. You know, you look at the team you're facing and you're like, well, it's not really a big win. Well, you know what? The Raptors just came off a really emotional loss to the Utah Jazz where nobody except for Jonas Valanciunas had their shot going. Especially your two All-Stars in Kyle and DeMar. They were really struggling, and we said at the end of that video, we're like, they got to come out in this game against the Lakers, a team you should beat after this tough loss, and get the win, get the offense cooking, do their thing. Well, let's break this baby down a little bit. Well, 123 points scored, 111 given up, you get the dub. That's the big thing. We talk about the two things that you look at and kind of credit the win, right? We talked about 10 plus threes, 20 plus assists. That's been like the magic numbers. Only 6 losses on the season, I think, when they average both of 10 plus threes and 20 plus assists. Well, what were the numbers today? 12 threes made, 39% shooting, and you look at the assist numbers, 23 assists for the Raptors. They hit those two numbers, and they get a win. Now, I understand you're playing the Lakers. If you play a better team and you only get 10 threes and 20 assists, are you going to get a win? Well, who knows? You've lost 6 of them, so it's not like you're perfect. But the team gets the job done. Now, let's break this down quarter by quarter and kind of see how this game shaped up. You look at the quarter by quarter, and it looks okay. You know, Raptors plus 7 in the first, plus 3 in the second quarter, plus 4 after 3 quarters, only minus 2 after the fourth quarter. But there were moments in this game where things got a little shaky. You look at the first quarter, you were up 28-21. Again, that was just a pretty solid defensive quarter. You only scored 28, however, you only give up 21. You go in the second quarter, they make a little run, they cut it down a little bit, but the Raptors are able to weather the storm, and then plus 3, like I said, in that quarter, and you're up by 10 at the half. Coming out in the third quarter, they made a push. You're only up by 5. Then Kyle Lowry just turned into Kyle Lowry that we know and love, and takes that early fourth quarter streak by them and just throws it in the trash as the Raptors end up by 12 because Kyle Lowry with a couple steals, takes a charge, makes a couple layups, and does his thing. Get a couple assists to JV, just doing his thing. And the Raptors, like I said, plus 4 after the third quarter, and you're up 14 after the third. With that being said, up 14 after 3, the starters are going to have a seat. And if they need help, if the bench guys need help in the fourth quarter, the starters will come back out. But the bench does their thing. Like I said, only minus 2 in that fourth quarter. They get the job done. The starters sit for the fourth quarter. They're able to rest. You come out with the victory. Beautiful. Just gorgeous. Now let's break down my MVP in this game. It's not JV. It's not DeMar. It's not Kyle. My main man, Fred VanVleet, baby. This guy, he had a tough game last game, right? We look back at what he did in the last, he had that 19-point game against the Hawks with 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and having 3 blocks himself. And we're all like, this guy's a freak in nature. And then he has a tough game against the Utah Jazz, as everybody did. And we're all like, okay, all right, relax a little bit. Today he had 25 in 20 minutes. Fred VanVleet, I think I just spit on the camera. I think I did. There you guys go. When I get excited, goes flying. But Fred VanVleet, 25 points, 4 assists, 2 boards, 9 of 13 shooting, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, and 3 of 4 from 3. And of course, you know what you're going to get from Freddie. It's a flipping tongue twister saying his name, but I love it. You're going to get hardcore defense on the defensive end. Day in, day out, that's what you're going to get. Whether he's shooting the ball well or not, that's what you're going to get. I love that from Freddie. You saw it today as well. He's my MVP. I think we can all agree with that. He's our MVP in this one. Serge Ibaka, he had a good night. 11 points, 9 boards, 3 blocks, 3 of 5 shooting, 4 of 4 from the line, 1 of 1 from 3, and a plus 8 on the floor. You don't hear me complaining at all. You look at JV, Mr. Double-Double, 13 points, 10 boards on 6 of 9 shooting, and of course, knocks down to 3. Jonas Valanciunas has been a 3-point specialist over the past little while. The reason I say that, before that 3 today, JV is 41% shooting the 3 this season. Before that 3, that could go up to 42% after this game. Ridiculous. But we can't expect this guy to start chucking up 3-4 threes a game. We can't start thinking that. I'm okay with the 1, 2, and knocking them down. Totally okay with that from JV. Kyle Lowry, like I said in that third quarter, really came out and took charge. 14 points, 11 rebounds. When he started the third quarter, I think it was what was he at? 10 and 7, I think it was. 14 and 11, and he didn't play the fourth quarter. Kyle Lowry had a big third quarter, 5 of 12 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 3 of 3 from the line. But again, it's what he does in everything else that helps your team. 5 of 12 shooting from Kyle. Yeah, I understand it's not great, 41%, but he had 14 points. He had 11 rebounds and took a couple charges, causing havoc for the other team. That's when Kyle Lowry is good. When he's knocking down some shots and he's taking charges and just being a gritty presence on the defensive floor. And you look at DeMar DeRozan, guys. We talk about how he's our all-star, he's our stud. He's been really struggling as of late. Like, really struggling. We're going to go way back here. We're going to go way back. The last time DeMar DeRozan shot over 50% from the field, it was against Golden State. Remember that? Where we lost 127-125, or the huge comeback? That was the last time he shot 50%. We're going to go from there. 44%, 46%, 47%, that's okay. But then his last, 4 games, 43%, 33%, 31%, and today 38%. That's nothing to be too great. I'm not feeling too happy about that. However, DeMar DeRozan really struggled early in this game. At one point, I think he was like 2 of 12 shooting. He was really having a tough time. But then in that third quarter, when Kyle started to get hot, so did DeMar. He ended the game, like I said, 2 of 12. He was shooting like 20% or something like that. He ended up shooting 7 of 18, 4 of 5 from the line, 1 of 6 from 3, and he ended with 19 points and 7 assists. He only had 5 at the half. Put that in perspective. Him and Kyle found their groove a little bit in this game. Maybe a little bit of coming out party. And let's break down some other guys. Pirtle had 6 points, 6 boards. CJ Miles with 13. I think it was all 3 threes in that fourth quarter to kind of push the Raptors away from the Lakers. DeLon Wright with 10, and obviously Fred VanVleet with 25. Big thing I like about this game is kind of like the perfect game for the Raptors. They get the lead early. They hold the lead. The starters sit the fourth quarter. The bench does their job. 7 different Raptors in double figures today. And they shot the ball pretty well for the most part. I ain't complaining. This was a game this team desperately needed. They've been shooting really tough percentages from the field as of late. They shoot 50% today. It's great. Now, you got to ride that momentum into the next game. Because you got the Minnesota Timberwolves coming to the Air Canada Center on Tuesday night, 7:30 tip-off there. We're looking for a kind of like a revenge game. Not really revenge. Revenge after our loss in Minnesota. That was a tough loss. But again, it was the second half of a back-to-back. This time it's not. This time they're on a second half of a back-to-back. And they're in Atlanta coming to the Air Canada Center. They're playing the Atlanta Hawks. But they're coming from Atlanta to Toronto on a second half of a back-to-back to face us. So they're kind of in the same situation we were. You got to get the job done, though. You got to find a way. You're on home court. We're one of the best teams in the league on home court. Show them why. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a grinded-out type of game, and this is going to be my test for Jonas Valanciunas. We've seen him play very well over the last little while. 5 of his last 6 games, he's had double-doubles and just looked really monstrous out there. But the one game where he got in foul trouble early and didn't really play, 11 minutes total, but he had 4 fouls in 4 minutes to start the game and really didn't get a basket, really had a tough time early on and sat till the fourth quarter because he was in foul trouble, was against the Minnesota Timberwolves. What are we going to see from JV in that game? He's got to deal with Karl Anthony Towns, a very versatile player, an unbelievable player. What is he going to do? How's he going to fare? It's going to be tough for him. I want to see what he can do. He's been playing great lately. Let's see what he can do against Cat. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed this game. Hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What'd you guys think of the game? Who's your MVP? I got to give it to Freddie VanVleet. Maybe you guys will have something else. Maybe you'll say DeMar for that taking over that third quarter. Would you say Kyle for taking over the third quarter? I want to hear what you guys have to say, and we'll talk to you guys. I think it's Wednesday, the 31st. Well, it's the 31st, whatever day. It's Wednesday, Leafs edition, as they're at home taking on the New York Islanders. As they're back from their All-Star break. The All-Star game was today. I apologize for not being able to do a live stream. I was out all day. Didn't get a chance to. I do apologize for that. But we will talk to you guys post-game Leafs edition then, hoping they can win 3 in a row and come out of the informal All-Star break with a dub. That'd be great. And we'll talk to you guys Raptors edition, like we've been saying, Tuesday at the Air Canada Center. Minnesota Timberwolves, Toronto Raptors, 7:30 tip-off. Let's go for back-to-back wins, and let's get some mojo going. We'll talk to you guys then.